So one of the big trending things on X right now is that Elon Musk has said to keep ChatGPT away from your teenagers, and it's ChatGPT in particular. Now, I agree and disagree. This comes after another unfortunate school shooting in Canada where the shooter used ChatGPT in particular, to help them do this atrocious act. And unfortunately, this isn't the first. And there have also been several, suicides where the teens use ChatGPT. I mean, these are just all horrible things. And these are some of the reasons that I wanted so much to create Raising Digital Humans. And when I say that I agree and disagree, that's for one main reason is because it's alarming. I really think this is alarming, but the only reason I push back a little bit on it is because there are already teens that are using it. And it's a genie you can't put back inside his bottle right now. So that's why we have to have serious conversation. And it isn't just the AI, the technology part of it that breaks my heart. I don't know if things have always been this way. I guess they kind of have been, where kids don't feel like they can go to their parents to have conversations, real conversations. I don't know if a kid's ever gonna come in and talk to their, parents about, but, when it comes to bots in general, not just ChatGPT, we need to discuss, have a conversation tonight with them, not a lecture. Hey, have you ever used ChatGPT or one of these other bots? Show me, you got to lead them, don't be scary, just be curious with them. You just want to see, what they're discussing or doing on these chatbots, not hiding from you, exactly, if that makes sense. And then number two, you want to set clear rules on these about emotional conversations in particular. In our house, one of the AI rules is, not my house, but I'm just giving you an example. In your house, it could be AI is for creativity or sometimes homework, not for emotions. Emotions come to mom and dad for first and always. They might, and teenagers get upset about that, because having them understand exactly what these are is going to be difficult, especially from the ChatGPT standpoint, because it does feel very personal. They get to know you very well, and it does seem like a human on the other side and not a robot. If you could just make one rule like that, it could be a little bit easier. And then number three, check the settings on their devices. A lot of these chatbots are now having teen controls. OpenAI now has parental controls for teens. It could take like 5 minutes for you to set those up, but, we'll post that below and to help you, find that now. We don't have to be tech experts to raise our kids in this world, but we do have to know what all of those, all the possibilities are. And I think all of us deep down inside are aware. I think we just need to have those conversations, starting now, starting tonight. If your kids aren't using them, or if your kids do use them, that's the thing. That's what we want to do here at Raising Digital Humans, is help parents and help individuals, get through this scary world, I guess, for our kids. We want to figure this out together. So this is Jerry from Raising Digital Humans. Until the next video.